Happy New Year's, everyone, and welcome to the Mind of Basketball Podcast, also known as the MOB Podcast. I am Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is our basketball podcast where we recap, breakdown, analyze players and teams for the previous games from the previous day. It is now 2021, Ja. How are you? First day of the new year.
Bro, it's a regular day, my nigga. I mean, it's a regular day.
What a great start to the new year for our podcast.
It's a regular day to me. Like, nothing has changed really. Like,
No New Year's resolutions?
I want to, well, I probably won't, but I want to start working out.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully I get to 6 feet. That's it.
So we're already starting with the false promises. Okay. Well, I hope everyone can make promises that they actually attain for this year. It's a new year, but we're going to keep with the same energy as we did late last year when we started this podcast. So let's go right into it. I hope everyone's having a good day. Or we'll have a good day. New Year celebrating with the fam or not with the fam. Doesn't matter. Just, have a great day. Live your life.
It's still COVID. Who you chilling out with?
Yeah, but come on. People don't care about COVID in America.
That's New Yorkers. New Yorkers don't care about COVID at all. Even though they got better at it, to be honest.
We deal with rats. Why we care about COVID? Nonetheless, it's time to get to some basketball, so let's go. All right, so the game that we're going to talk about first is the game between the Suns and the Jazz, which is a competitive game, but the Suns look like to take over in the third. Jazz came crawling back in the fourth, but a little bit too late, and the Suns end up winning the game 106-95. So let me get your thoughts on this game, John.
There's not really much to be said. You said it all. It was a close game to start off. Like, both teams were firing. Both teams were trying to play defense, and then that second half hit, and then the Suns started hitting threes and staying disciplined on the defensive end, and you could see it worked in their favor. Mitchell, even though he hit a couple of shots to end,
he was struggling.
The game, he was struggling most of that second half. Gobert had a good game, but
the only one that had a good game for the Jazz.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what I mean? It was nothing really much. The Suns just did better, and you could see again the impact that Chris Paul has on that team in terms of their flow, their style, everything. It just fits them perfectly.
As you said, to continue on about that, Chris Paul, he didn't have a good scoring night, but you could see the impact that he had on the game. Whether it's just his passing, his defense, his IQ, making plays, his communication, you see what he does on the court, on and off the court, whether it's on the bench talking to the team or in the huddle or any of that. He's such a big influence for it, and every team that he's been on. Exactly. And this is just another thing for him on the Suns.
Mm-hmm. Which is why they could be one of the dark horses, if they could even make the playoffs.
Well, if they are going to make the playoffs, and if they are going to be dark horses to a championship, then it relies on one thing, one man. Well, not completely one man, one thing, but for the most part, one person and their star player. I'm talking about Devin Booker. Yes, and sir. You saw the star in him last night. You saw a star in him last night when he hit that little jump shot fade away in the fourth, and then right back hit a three to basically seal it. Yeah. Devin Booker, he's gonna take them as far as he can go. They ride with him.
Because he's that guy who's made to be in the playoffs. His game is well suited. Yes.
Oh, I know I got a little kid running around.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for my little cousin. I'm like, again.
Oh, that was your kid.
Yeah. I jack him as my kid anyways, so it don't matter.
Not possible, but keep going.
As I was saying, yes, Devin Booker's game is suited for playoff moments like these. His ability to just be that 3-level scorer and do it in so many different ways. Devin Booker's game is so polished offensively, it's like he's made for playoff games. He's made for those games in which, like, the game slows down and it comes to the main aspect of the game. And that is purely just getting a bucket in any kind of way and closing it out to do something really big. And I just want to see him in that situation.
Yeah, we saw the potential that he had in the bubble when he led the Suns to an undefeated record, and of course the memorable moments that he created in the game-winning buzzer beater over Paul George. And yeah, he's just a phenomenal performer. I hope that we can see him in the playoffs and excel as I said in the beginning of for our first podcast. They're my dark horse. I really believe that. I really believe that they have the potential and they have the pieces, they have the talent to lead them definitely to the playoffs and surprising to many, possibly to a championship.
Yeah.
But who knows? We have to wait and see. Nonetheless, a very good win for the Suns against a very good Jazz team and a playoff contending Jazz team. And this just shows that they can hang with, playoff contenders in the West.
Yes.
All right. Now, to the first game that we covering, that we'll be talking about now, is the Magic and the Sixers, the undefeated Magic and the Sixers, but sadly not anymore. When you give the Magic too much hope and faith, they just crumble. So if you saw that, the Sixers basically just dominated the game for the most part. And they ran away with it from beginning to end.
See what you did. You got Vucevic thinking he's Shaq, and you got you got Markelle Fultz thinking he Penny Hardaway, and then you got Fournier thinking he Tracy McGrady. So of course they're gonna feel themselves, man. Of course they got smoked. Let's just say that they got smoked. They basically got smoked. There's nothing much you could say, and this basically just goes to show you again how Philly looks with their shooters. Everybody was clicking, they were able to spread out, space the floor, get their shots, or if they didn't want to, they could just attack the basket because they're athletic of a team enough to do that.
Yeah, it was bad for the Magic when Ben Simmons hit a three.
I would say same thing. They said a rare three for Ben Simmons. Happy New Year's, y'all. That's Happy New Year's.
Yeah, Happy New Year's to Philly fans. Ben Simmons finally hits a three this season. Probably his first of two in the entire season. But
man. He gave that as an early gift before going into 2021.
Yep. I mean, but yeah, this was basically dominance. This was a great team win. Ben Simmons, Embiid, Curry, the bench. I mean, everybody was just clicking, and the Magic, they had no answers. It was not the Magic's night. Yeah. That's really how it is. Sometimes that's how it's going to be with NBA teams. It just wasn't their night.
Yeah. So sorry, Vucevic, you're not Shaq. Sorry, Markelle, you're not Penny. Sorry, Fournier, you're not T-Mac.
Cole Anthony think he's Scott Skiles.
He thought he was gonna get 30 assists.
But nonetheless, a good win for the Sixers, beating the only remaining undefeated team in the Magic, who've been playing really well recently, but Sixers was able to stop them for this game. Yes. All right, so Ja, any performances, anything that you noticed, anything that you want to talk about in terms of the games last night?
The Wizards. This look at probably this year just started regular day. Let's see. Let's hope that they can at least get a W, because they did not finish off 2020 well.
The Wizards have the same amount of wins as we do. Come on, man. I don't know what's going on. Their defense is terrible.
Are they the only team to not win a game this season?
I believe so. I'm gonna check just to make sure.
I know Golden State won.
Wow. Oh no. Of course, mediocrity at its best. The Pistons. Only one that can save them there is Eminem. But yeah, the Wizards have been playing really bad.
Yeah.
Defensively, definitely. They're playing games that they can win.
Yeah, and like and it's not Bill's fault and it's not Westbrook's fault because they're doing what they're supposed to do in the production
Now,
category.
Westbrook's just stat padding. That's what he's
Cat-
doing. I mean,
Casual
if
Force
he should stop
Cardinal.
worrying about focusing on stats, and maybe they can get a win.
Yeah, but I hope they could pick it back up. They lost to the Bulls. Congratulations to the Bulls. Again, like I'm still looking out for Zach LaVine, who had a
Yeah,
good
let's
game.
go. Bulls 2-3 like Jordan.
23 is back, baby.
But
Yeah,
as you were saying,
but yeah, go with for them again. Zach LaVine had a good game. Like he's against a player to watch for me, and he better make the All-Star team if he keeps up this production. But the Wizards, I don't know. I don't know. Son got to do. I feel like they still get again. I feel like they're still getting their footing together. That's all that is. So I'm just going to be patient.
how long you gonna be patient? They're 0-5.
Man, look at 72 games. They got 68. They got 67 games left. That's all I got to say.
That's true. That's true. My player to watch, he had like he slipped butter on his hands and he fumbled the ball when he was trying to dunk that could have took the lead. But he wasn't the reason why they lost. The reason why they lost is just their defense. Their defense is terrible. I mean, you can't give up 133 points.
Yeah.
I don't understand some modern NBA and all that, and a lot of teams are offensively, but you can't give up 133 points without a win.
Yeah, exactly.
That can't happen. Like, come on. And it's just, I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They really got to pull it together. Otherwise, it's gonna be too late.
Exactly.
What I wanted to talk about was John Wall is back. If you haven't noticed, and he played first night for the first time in 2 years against the Kings, and this was a really good game. It's a really good game, and it was back and forth. But I was saying, the John Wall had a really productive game. He was doing it on, all over the court. Defense, offense, passing, rebounding, scoring. He's not in terms of scoring, he's not like the John Wall we used to, not yet. He still needs to get in that flow. But it's just fun to see him. It's fun seeing him again. He was one of the best point guards of the past decade. And I feel like a lot of people forgot about him because we haven't seen him.
Well, at least he's been getting paid to not be seen. So
Yeah,
I guess
he's been stealing Trump money, Trump and Obama's money for the past decade. Just sit on his couch.
Yeah, well, John was one of my favorite players to watch, of course, along with him and DeMar, and it's just happy to just see him out there. He just has that. He just his style of play is just one of those plays in which it gets you hyped to watch him every time. You know what I mean? You get hyped to see him on TV just going off like that, and to hear him being back after being out for 2 years, sitting on Trump's money or the White House money or whatever he was doing, it's happy to see him back on the court doing what we know he does. One of the best passers in the game, probably one of the best passers of this generation. I said one of, probably not the best, but one of.
Yeah, right. We heard you.
Athletic as hell, he could just do it all on both ends. He's that talented, and it's happy to see him back to full. Well, he's not back, but happy to see him back out on the court. Let's say that.
I cannot agree with you anymore. All right, now it's prediction times for the New Year's Day games. So let's get right into it, Jai, as we usually do. All right, first, Grizzlies or the Hornets?
Hornets.
I got the Hornets as well. Celtics or the Pistons?
Celtics.
Celtics as well. The Heat or the Mavericks?
Heat.
Heat? I have the Heat also. I'm sorry, when I looked at the game, I had 2011 and 2006 flashbacks. Uh, Hawks or the Nets for the second time.
Nets.
I have the Hawks. I hope they can win this game. I think they can bounce back from the loss that they had. Hopefully learn their lesson.
Yeah.
Bulls or the Bucks?
You wanna be surprised, but I got the Bulls with this one.
Got the Bulls. I got the Bucks. Yeah, I would have got the Bulls too in 2010. Now I'm gonna be upset if they win. Wizards or the Timberwolves?
T-Wolves.
And T-Wolves as well. We just gave up on the Wizards.
You went 0-5. It's too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
Lakers or the Spurs?
Lakers.
I got Spurs. Suns or the Nuggets?
Ooh. Suns has been playing really well, so I got the Suns.
I have the Suns as well. Another good test for the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
The Clippers or the Jazz?
Clippers.
Clippers. And last, the Blazers or the Warriors?
Blazers.
Blazers as well. The games that we will be covering will be the Lakers and the Spurs and the Blazers and the Warriors. If anybody wants to know, because those are the two primetime games. But all right, now I think it's time to wrap things up for this New Year's edition of our podcast. Any final thoughts, John?
Happy New Year's, y'all, and again, don't think that anything has changed because it's 21 now. I know 21 basically the year is illegal to drink and everything and stuff, but nah, it's still a regular day. Calm down. Don't get hyped.
Well, if people want to celebrate, let them celebrate.
Well, yeah, it is a big accomplishment to make it past 365 days, but that's it.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to be blessed with another year of being on this earth. No.
Yeah.
So don't take that for granted.
You're right about that one.
But for now, thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And once again, I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this was the Minor Basketball Podcast.